Hi everybody, it is April and I'm in my craft room, and today I am going to put on some chenille-it. This is 3/8 inch chenille-it. It says there is no particular size. It is on the bias. So you can attach it and round corners. If I wanted to curve it, I could curve it, but I'm not right now. I don't want to curve it right now. What I want to do is I want to put, I have a helper, I want to put the chenille-it right here where my border connects to the rest of my quilt. And what I will probably do, now that I'm thinking about it, is just run it right along this edge, just like that. And I need a stitch in the center. So I'm going to make my stitch length 2. And I've got my quilt here. I've got my chenille-it. I'm going to pull my quilt over here and kind of wrap it up a little over there. I'm going to start in the middle and see how it goes. Almost like binding. Okay. Pull this part up. And speaking of binding, I'm going to put chenille-it as the binding as well. So I'm going to use my serger to trim the edge of my quilt, and then I'm going to put chenille-it on. I am just having all kinds of fun. Okay, I'm going to put my needle down. I'm going to put my needle back up. Let's get into the chenille-it. Put my needle down. Put my foot down. I'm going to do a lock stitch. And then I am just going to start stitching. And I'm going to put my gloves on because my hands, I just have the hardest time holding on to a quilt. Must be because my hands are just so soft. Alright, here we go. Now, it's not quite as far over as I would like, so I'm going to scoot it. And your line does not have to be perfectly straight. It just needs to tack down your medium. Now on my corner, all I'm going to do is fold this over like this. Just like that. And supposedly it will work beautifully. So we'll see. Okay, so now I need to turn my quilt. Make sure my backing is straight. And there we go. Now I'm getting a little further. I have added the chenille-it between the border and the actual quilt. See? But wait, there's more. I am going to use chenille-it instead of this traditional binding, which I have to sew together. Nah, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to take 5/8 inch chenille-it, and I'm going to put it on the edge. But before I do that, I need to run this through my serger so that the edge is nice and secure. So essentially, what a serger does is this. It takes this here. It serges it and it trims off the excess. So, making the part of trimming so much easier. Okay, I don't think that took long at all. So, I have a nice clean edge and a pucker. So that, yeah. But that's okay. This is a learning process. It is not a perfectly straight edge. You know, usually I get the edges. I try to get them pretty straight. Now, let's see how it folds. Because you don't have to put chenille-it on your quilt to serge it shut, or to serge it. There is, and I can't think of her name right now. There is another YouTuber. She's actually an educator. She's not just a YouTuber, who serges her quilt before she puts regular binding on. Alright, so here's this, here's this, here's this. I believe that's the only pucker I got, and I needed to be careful on the corners. But the chenille-it should actually hide that. Okay, so it is not perfectly, you know, I can't fold it perfectly, but I can't fold it it's not any more crooked than when I do it myself. What can I say? Okay, so one more step, and then I can throw this bad boy in the washer. So here is the plan. I put chenille-it, and this chenille-it is 5/8 of an inch instead of the 3/8. And she said she hangs it over 1/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do, and she puts it on both sides. So I will put it on this side at the edge of this serger stitching so that it hangs over somewhat. And then we'll throw it in the washer. And one note, I think I'm going to put it on the back first. And then, if I remember correctly, she said that's what she does. She puts it on the back first, and then she can more easily align it on the front. Alright. I am loving that serger more every single day. Alright. So let's set this, and we're going to put it on the edge. And I think I am going to do 1/4 inch. Yep. So then I can kind of line it up with the edge. And how I'm going to see that there's the edge, that is a good question. I guess I'm going to line the chenille-it up with the inside. So I'm going to line the chenille up with the inside of my foot, but I'm going to have it set on 1/4 inch. And then So the chenille-it, the edge of the chenille-it should go through the center of my foot. And we'll see how that goes. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just like I did on the other side, I'm going to just turn the corner just like you kind of would on a binding, and then stitch down to the end. Okay, and then turn my quilt around. Let's get the rest of this on here and we'll see how it turns out. All right, everyone, here it is. Isn't it cute? And it's got the edges, which are the chenille-it. It's got the chenille-it here. I mean, it's so cute. I just love it. And then here's the back. I am very pleased. There are some places on here, when you use the chenille-it, make sure that you attach it on along the seam from your serger. So there were a couple places where I wasn't, here, I'll show you, like here. So you can see my serger line. So, and this was an experiment. You know, this is the first time that I've used the chenille-it for a binding, and you know, it's not like this is a gift for anybody or anything. It's just a quilt that I did for Quilt As You Go, and it was a great learning experience. And you know what? I think I'll keep it for myself. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And share it with your friends. Be kind to everybody, and I'll see you.